Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So how's this market feeling for everybody out there? Please let me know what you guys think. The bear market and the low prices are starting to get to people. Guys, this is coming from Tony Edwards here on Twitter. I see a lot of complaining, bickering, fighting, mudslinging. It's amazing to watch human emotions continue to play out in different cycles, guys. This is what I was saying yesterday. Not my first rodeo, clearly not Tony's either. And, the emotions get to a point, and it's this weird kind of time in the crypto market where we have been bearish for quite a while now. I'm going to put Bitcoin on the weekly just to show you guys that, it's been a long time since the top right here in November of 2021. I mean, for XRP holders, it was earlier than that, April of 2021. And, it didn't feel so bad coming down, I don't think. I feel like people still had optimism. I feel like people were still thinking, oh, it's the dip and we're going to continue to move up. But then as soon as we started making lower lows, lower highs, this was essentially, the end for a lot of people. But I feel like the sentiment is worse now than it even was back here. Even though technically we are higher in terms of prices for most altcoins and clearly for Bitcoin. So why is the sentiment so low? Tony goes on to say, as for me, I'm down cost averaging and preparing for the 24-25 bull run. When in doubt, zoom out. And so guys, this is exactly what he is doing now. Bitcoin did recently pop up in price a little bit here. So yesterday we were trading in around $25,000 and now Bitcoin up a little bit, 26,100. When in doubt, zoom out, guys. He's preparing to down cost average. A cost crypto down here saying, not going to lie, mate. Seeing how low my portfolio has got is making me want to spew up and buying the dip that keeps on dipping. How many of you guys are in that same boat? You buy the dip and you think, okay, that is it. And then the dip keeps on dipping. Guys, this is why I'm staying poised. This is why I have not pulled the trigger yet. And for only $5 a month, you can follow what I'm doing. And, some people are wondering, some people have been asking me on my Patreon, are you pulling the trigger, Working Money channel, soon? And I say patience, my friends. Patience, patience, patience. So if you guys are wondering what I'm trading, $5 a month, you can follow me on my trading journey this time around. And now I've got many more cryptocurrencies in my portfolio, and I don't want to make this mistake again. Buying the dip and then it keeps dipping, and then you put more money and then it keeps dipping. We wait. So Bitcoin has moved up a little bit. XRP, on the other hand, it's moved up a little bit also, albeit not by much. Right now, XRP trading in and around 47.9, so just shy of 48 cents per coin. Yesterday, XRP was down in around 47, so we did, in fact, come back down to this level pre-XRP clarity verdict. And from there, obviously now it looks as though this is forming what is new support for XRP. From there, we did see it start to move up. So interesting to say the least. CryptoCon here also saying, September is historically a pretty bad month for Bitcoin. That's just the facts. Guys, I've mentioned this now twice in the last 2 weeks. September is notoriously bearish for crypto in general, and that trend has spanned over a decade. October, though, is historically very bullish, but maybe it's November that will bring the turnaround we need according to our performance since the halving dates. To be precise, November the 20th. The local tops have lined up so far, and now what's scheduled for price is a long sideways period and possibly a little more downside. Both previous halving cycles launched at the exact same time, 2 more months of accumulation, and that is it. So we've got 2 more months according to CryptoCon, and October has in fact looked bullish. Interesting, he shows here the 3 cycles. So Epoch 1, where we did see 50 Bitcoins, Epoch 2, 25, then we halved it again by Epoch 3. So this is the halving cycles. Epoch 4, 6.25 Bitcoins. And by April 2024, we're going to see that cut in half again. So interesting to note the local tops here, March 2016, October 2019, and September 2023. Here's where we are, guys. And here he's denoted November 20th, 2023 on the chart, where we could be going in the future in terms of price predictions. 2 more months of accumulation, then we start moving. So make sure, even if you guys are not part of the Patreon, I don't want to twist your arm to join this if you do not want to. But make sure you are accumulating, make sure you're making the right decisions, make sure you're waiting for the trends to be as close to the bottom as possible. I'm just doing this for you guys to show you guys what I'm doing, to show you guys how I'm switching it up this time around. Now, XRP has debuted on a new exchange after a massive price drop. This comes after XRP recently experienced a significant price drop. Despite this downtrend, though, the listing indicates a level of market confidence in XRP's potential and offers a new trading avenue for existing and potential investors. So this has to do with the website metalx.com. They represent a substantial substantial evolution from their previous incarnation, Proton DEX, not merely functioning as a decentralized exchange, but aspiring to be a full-fledged financial ecosystem. And guys, XRP has now been listed on metalx.com. XRP's listing enables users to engage in decentralized trading with a fully decentralized order book, OTC trades powered by smart contracts, and streaming payments to settle transactions over time. XRP's price has recently retraced the gains it made following the SEC lawsuit. Financial analysts like Benjamin Cowan note, the narratives do not drive the market, the liquidity does. So metalx.com, another new decentralized exchange, seems as though they want to be more than that though, has now just listed XRP. So another XRP relisting or listing in the books. Wheezy at Nerd Nation Unbox also bringing this up. XRP Investment Products see $700,000 worth of inflows compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, which actually saw 73 million in outflows. So it seems as though confidence is waning in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Meanwhile, XRP Investment Products observed mild inflows last week, despite the broader crypto market witnessing negative flows, with Bitcoin and Ethereum facing 73 million in outflows. This was observed by CoinShares, guys, a leading digital asset investment manager. They disclosed the recent development in the latest volume of their weekly report. The report shared today highlights that there's generally a bearish atmosphere in the market. Well, no duh. Data from the report confirms that the broader crypto market witnessed $59 million in outflows from investment products. But guys, XRP did see inflows despite what we're seeing in price. Despite the sentiment, inflows are still flowing into XRP. Diving deeper into last week's data, Bitcoin observed the highest outflows. Also, Ethereum witnessed the second highest figure. But conversely, guys, XRP's investment product recorded inflows last week, albeit at a moderate rate. So we're not seeing the XRP inflows in large numbers. $700,000, still, a very positive sign considering it's going in the opposite direction as the other cryptocurrencies. Funds linked to XRP witnessed inflows to the tune of $700,000. The previous data on XRP also revealed positive inflows with about $500,000 inflows regarded the week leading up into August 25th. So guys, this trend is continuing. We're not seeing a lot, but we are still seeing money move in a positive direction, not coming out of XRP, moving into XRP, in fact, and probably because now, investors are noticing that since the FOMO is done, since, we've gotten the verdict and XRP has kind of calmed down a little bit, now we're finding a basing price. But here we actually have the confidence, whereas here we still didn't know what the heck was going on. And, this verdict could have been negative. But now we've got the confidence, guys. The verdict is now positive, and investors can now get in at roughly the same price that XRP was trading at before the SEC verdict. So I think that is possibly the reason why we're seeing these inflows. I mean, it makes sense. Bitcoin and Ethereum, though, still in questionable territory. Anyway, just wanted to thank Wheezy for posting that, guys. Mazari, they've also given us an update on FTX liquidation. So I talked about this the other day. People are waiting for the possibility of cryptocurrencies to move lower by tomorrow, because tomorrow's the date. FTX liquidators hold approximately $1.3 billion in liquid crypto assets, excluding stablecoins, okay? So this was dragged down by fear of FTX liquidations potentially beginning on Wednesday. Give some of the holdings here. The relevant figure isn't the absolute value of the tokens held, but rather their amount relative to each asset's actively traded volume. So that's something to remember, guys. This is not the amount of crypto that FTX holds. It's actually relative to their held volume. So Solana is probably one of the largest. We know FTX boy, what's his name? Sam Bankman-Fried. He was a Solana guy. So a lot of Solana on their books, whereas XRP less than 1%. And so, you can see various different cryptocurrencies form their portfolio in terms of a percentage of their holdings. Another reason why, guys, it's good to diversify in this market. So while Solana and Apt have sizable USD figures and relative market volume impacts, these assets are held on the Alameda and venture side of the house and are largely comprised of vesting tokens that are not immediately liquid to open markets. So only 9.2 million Solana will be unlocked per month, which significantly reduces the liquidation impact and places it more in line with the manageability of Bitcoin and Ethereum liquidation. So they're trying to mitigate this by only unlocking a certain amount per month. So maybe this won't have as much of an impact as we initially thought. Coming from Mazari, wanted to thank them. XRP Crypto Wolf also bringing this up, guys. A little bit of Sam Bankman-Fried news. The judges formally denied SBF's motion for pretrial release for the second time now. Sam Bankman-Fried reportedly suffers from poor jail conditions, or at least this is what he wants the public to believe. So this is what he's saying here. The former CEO's lawyers have reiterated that Sam Bankman-Fried should be released from prison before his trial because of poor internet quality inside the facility. Oh my goodness, poor internet quality. God forbid. A judge has formally denied SBF's motion for pretrial release for the second time now. Fox Business reporter Eleanor Turret provided the court documents. SBF's motion for pretrial release has been referred to the next available three-judge panel. His release for request pending a decision by the panel has been denied. So the judge has now denied this request yet again. So that is the update there, guys. I will link all this in the description of the video, as I do with everything that I mention here on this channel. So what else is going on? Well, guys, we got this Fortress news that we were analyzing over the weekend. It happened on Friday, and, it felt like a lot was coming out all at once, a lot to process. So, it took me a couple of videos to kind of get out everything that I wanted to mention. Well, a couple of videos is now turning into even more, because apparently there's more of a story behind the Ripple acquisition of Fortress. Tony Edwards here saying, oh, the irony, the Swan guys are toxic BTC maxis and now they got bailed out by Ripple. What do you think about that, Max Kaiser? So Fortress was in a lot of trouble there for a while. They got hacked and they lost customer funds. So UD Wertheimer here said, confirmed Swan Bitcoin's custody Fortress was hacked. This was 19 hours ago. Customer funds were lost. So this just happened within the last week. And apparently this decision to acquire Fortress was a bit of an emergency decision on behalf of Ripple. Ripple had to step in and acquire Fortress to cover customer losses. Did Ripple just bail out Swan? Why was the Swan team silent about this? Anyone with funds at Swan should withdraw immediately. Again, guys, why you should always keep your cryptocurrency safe. Crypto custody is going to change over the next few years. But for now, it's still the Wild West out there. This is why I keep my cryptocurrency safe on a cold storage Ledger Nano solution. I do have an affiliate link in the description if you guys want to use that. You don't have to use it. You can use any cold storage wallet solution. It is up to you. But the point is, guys, keep your crypto on a cold wallet storage solution. So this is what happened to Fortress. They were supposed to be impenetrable. Ashley Prosper here with some more details. And Ripple are the ones that the SEC are going after. Yeah, kind of want to make you scratch your head, doesn't it? Web3 is just going great. Posted this, okay? Fortress Trust hit by security incident, bailed out by Ripple. Now, this was a statement made just yesterday, September 11th, 2023. Fortress Trust hit by security incident, bailed out by Ripple. So this apparently was put out by Fortress. Fortress Trust is a crypto custody and blockchain platform company founded by Scott Purcell. Purcell is also known for founding Prime Trust. So we're going to get to Prime Trust a little later on, which later lost over $75 million in customer funds, squandered another $8 million gambling on Terra Luna just before its collapse, and then filed for bankruptcy in August of 2023. Purcell is also embroiled in a lawsuit from former company Bank, now also bankrupt, which allege he stole trade secrets and other valuable material to start Fortress. Wow, the plot thickens. On September the 7th, Fortress Trust disclosed that several customers had been impacted by a third-party vendor compromise. On September the 8th, so a day later, Fortress Trust announced that they were acquired by Ripple, and on September the 11th, the block reported that Ripple had covered undisclosed losses to customers as part of the acquisition deal. So Ripple paid, we knew about that, but we didn't really know how big this was and that it happened pretty quickly. So Wrath of Kahneman digging into this a little further. This is wild. It turns out there is a soap opera surrounding the Ripple acquisition of Fortress Trust, bankruptcy, theft, Terra. This is a ride, so buckle up. He continues by saying, on September the 7th, Fortress issued a statement that they were compromised by a third party. So check, we got that. The announcement was largely damage control, though they mentioned we also have some big company news that we're excited to share later this week. More to come. And Wrath of Kahneman, he does a great job here of linking all the sources when he does create a tweet thread. On September the 8th, Ripple announced they were acquiring Fortress Trust. It made sense given their tokenization, regulatory capabilities. So we were all focused on that part of it, right? What is the company? What do they do? How can it benefit Ripple? Meanwhile, all this was brewing in the background and we didn't even know it. Remember, they were already investors in Fortress. It also explains why the announcement came before the paperwork was finished. On September the 11th, the block reported the security breach. On 7th, forced Fortress's hand On the 7th, they forced Fortress's hand. Okay, Ripple stepped in and made affected customers whole as part of the sale agreement. Ripple spokesperson said the talks accelerated, but there were discussions before that. So now the soft, ominous music begins. Interestingly, Molly White noticed that in the last couple of months, Fortress had scrubbed leadership team photos from their website. So they completely scrubbed the website of their top picks, their top guys up there. Number 6, as of July, the Fortress page used to look like this, and so this was courtesy of Wayback Machine. You guys can see Albert Faulkner and Tim Michalina, top brass over there at Fortress, and some other guys too. We were also talking about Kevin Latihini, or Latiniti, still don't know how to pronounce his name, and how there was something shady brewing in the background. Well, I think we're getting to it today. He continues by saying, now for the mess. You may remember the recent collapse of crypto custodian Prime Trust after using customer funds to buy crypto with debt of $85 million. Well, the founder of Prime Trust is the Fortress Trust CEO for now, Scott Purcell. So getting back to Scott Purcell. Bitco had been set to acquire Prime Trust in June, but they backed out. 5 days later, Nevada put them into receivership. We're still talking about Prime Trust, not Fortress Trust here. So here we have Scott Purcell, the founder of Prime Trust, writing as the CEO of Fortress Trust on their webpage. On July 19th, he cited Bitco as the preeminent trust company offering APIs, the same Bitco that bailed on his prior company, Prime Trust. So now the plot thickens. Prime Trust had a subsidiary, Bank Inc., the platform for taking public-private offerings online so issuers can conduct offerings and raise capital under Regulation A+. They went bankrupt the same time as Prime Trust did in June. Remember the missing pictures from the Fortress website. 3 of them, Purcell, Litany, and Georgiades, were formerly part of Bank. Bank accused them of pivoting Bank, a Prime Trust sub, from payments to NFTs and back to payments again, and then taking the NFT IP, employees, customers, and computers, and founded their own company, Fortress NFT Group, which was established in 2021. In a grim bit of humor, it seems it was Bank's CFO, previously interim Binance US CEO, who recognized what was happening. Bank is reportedly after Purcell for $9 million. Since then, NFT Wallet has been a big part of the Fortress product stack, and you guys can see that here. So how does the story end? Well, Ripple had its foot in the door as Fortress investors. The executives at Fortress leave a trail of bankruptcy and NFT tech for Prime Trust days that Ripple opportunistically scooped, given a security breach. The wild world of high finance, so it will be interesting to see if the tech stack Ripple acquired is worth it in the long run. The Fortress X announcement mentioned they will see changes in the midterm despite remaining a separate company. Will prior issues become a problem, or is this just the way finance works? And so Wrath of Kahneman just giving a shout out to Truth Labs here also for coming up with some of this information. So huge shout out to Wrath of Kahneman, Truth Labs, for doing all this digging. Ashley Prosper as well, and Tony Edward. Guys, this is getting really interesting. Mike Belshi, too, from Bitco, did express his concerns. He said, I can't express enough how upsetting this Fortress Trust episode is to me. I really don't want to talk about it at all, but it actually has nothing to do with Bitco. But because Fortress was not forthcoming about what actually happened, we are now indirectly affected. Fortress's clients are wondering what happened, if they are still at risk, and whether Bitco was somehow involved. Spoiler, we are not. As you can see from Jameson's message below, when Fortress lost funds, they chose to omit facts about what happened, downplay the event, and conclude, most importantly, no funds were lost. Obviously, we now know this was not true. I guess what this means is that we believed we fixed the problem and we have steps to make sure clients are made whole. Well, those steps included Ripple. He goes on to say Ripple has done the right thing and disclose that a breach did occur, but Fortress still has not made a real statement about what actually happened. So summarizing what is publicly known, along with what we know from Bitco, he says Fortress, number one, Fortress suffered a breach through some third-party integration, and it wasn't Bitco. He wants to make that very clear. Number two, via Fortress's platform and some third-party integration, not Bitco. The attacker was able to drain funds from Fortress's hot wallet system. Fortress used Fireblocks for its hot wallet system, not Bitco. Fortress noticed the failure and says they have fixed the problem with the third party. Although Fortress did use Bitco to custody some of its Bitcoin and digital assets, Bitco was not affected. None of the Fortress assets held at Bitco were at risk from this third-party integration or taken. To kind of sum this up, he goes on a little bit longer, but I will link this in the description. But to sum this up, he says, this whole situation is exactly why we need decentralization. We can't continue to depend on the honesty of custodians, banks, or trusted third parties that he puts in quotes, acting with integrity when bad things happen. Bad things will happen, and most humans don't have enough courage to be honest to go through with it. So Bitco was obviously affected by this. Ripple has now swooped in, taken them over. Some more interesting information here, just as a side note. Wheezy at Nerd Nation Unboxed, we noticed a couple of days ago, while talking to another sleuth, Bitco also met with Gary Gensler in March. Wonder what they spoke about there. CEO of Bitco, Mike Belshie, is a Ripple supporter. So that's also interesting. Another connection there to the SEC. So what do you think? Ripple swooped in, saved the day? It's interesting to note these little details now coming to the surface with regards to this partnership. So huge shout out again to Wrath of Kahneman and everybody else who contributed to this. At the end of the day, Ripple obviously forged a great partnership, maybe even got it at a steal of a deal because of Fortress's vulnerable position. Now, this obviously does bode well for Ripple. Obviously, their intent is to make their company ubiquitous. They're doing everything they can, pulling out all the stops to drive value to XRP. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.